Na no new ne Steve Obebo me ha.
Okay.
Because me maintain your maybe ase kakra. Na baby a me gina pa na ye Diago Simone any Atletico Madrid. Me obi a expectations no and to dey be me way from two different angles. One, from the personality nankasa perspective.
Okay.
Number two, from club and also perspective. In terms of expectation.
Okay.
Mene woka say Atletico Madrid assign Matteo Ruggeri 20 million euros. Baina 45 million euros. Kudus almost bear 35 to 40 million euros. O check coaches almost spend this sika more in the last 10 years. Ewo Europa Diago Simone tosu 2.
The last
10 years. You have said 10 seasons.
Okay.
Simone etosu 2. Guardiola ne dikai was spending 2 billion ni soro kakra.
Okay.
Guardiola spending 2 billion ni soro kakra no okuta 21 trophies.
Okay.
Simone has spending 1 billion ni kakra. Okuta saying 3 trophies. Top 5 na Emery mu nyina wo mo. Una Emery kuta 5 trophies. Allegri mu nyina to so omukuta be 11 trophies. Ebi kuta 8, ebi kuta 7. But Simeone no to so 2 ni kuta 3.
Otonso intimi vanyewe.
Last season omutis 95 million euros for Julian Alvarez, add-ons inclusive. The same season omuko for Solot. The players almost insane any the qualities. O check it, the entire make us obe fan from nipa personality perspective, no fan from the class perspective in here. Club no baby omujina say before Diago Simone be fa team no in December 2011. May the statistics be send Shadrack. The number of finishes are no manya wo league nim no. 12th, 7th, 10th, 7th, 4th, 4th, 9th, 7th. But before team no omato so say third, first, third, second, third, first. Omaji La Liga 2 times under him. They are yet to play outside the top 4 of the Spanish La Liga. So from the clubs no perspective no. Steve, now dream man say at least this is a further achievement.
Yeah.
From baby I no money dano. Any baby a ono so di o mababe dey ababedu. Club ne side ne dey. Obi o support club ni bia beka say Simone o deserve some ntoma no. Because oba no wa be move here dey ababeduru pempen so say na na yete.
Yeah.
But ofa ono amu as a coach so di nisi wono mo a. Yes you better ase aka cho say there be. Ne money mono e was so pagam because ultimately spend such amount of money in the transfer market and keep on doing what oba no na wo ye. And the choices of signing in your maybe one ma may dream whoopee because Atletico Madrid is here Jan Oblak 32 years. The other nechi Juan Musso 31 years. Uko PM on a center backs 4 now. Lenormand 28 years. Jimenez 30 years. Longley 30 years. Axel Witsel 36 years. Memphis is as so the 4 center backs in the back pair and 28 years. They are kind of 30 and above. Right backs year 2. Cesar Aspliqueta, the age is saying 35. Another right back Nawa Molina 27 years. Oko left back Javi Galan 30 years. Ronaldo new team player no.
Yeah.
31 years. Your friend say now you are replacing one of your left backs with Matteo Ruggeri. No age no from kakra. But in the middle of the park, and also a replacement because Pablo Barros 22 young. But Konogala 25 years young. But Rodrigo Di Paul 31. Koki 33. Marcos Llorente 30. It is all sign obi to say Cardoso. That means age no so na hono o fix it.
Yeah.
Attacking midfield Thomas Lemar. Alex Baina is far ahead of Thomas Lemar. Because your ball La Liga ni we no Alex Bernal was the best attacking midfielder in the Spanish La Liga.
Okay.
Only replacement winning that meaning say you are doing proper squad planning. So expectation for you as a coach will move to a different level.
And they are no credit.
Mimi when he say Steve Oso want me anye another trophy next season. Atletico Madrid in Mbappe.
Omunyano kwan.
Omunyano kwan.
Because so share send your work in that period now. We did third, second, first. Because other teams are in the competing, you know, they need that financial strength now. No other way excuse say the Barcelona and Real Madrid are ahead of him. I feel say tactically he needs to either change the way or what's Atletico Madrid. But the Atletico Madrid they and me and surprising. And they say Krachi be our for baby or who say lady way there on your level. Did you ever you just be a slave to it. You keep on providing because when him say so unyebi. That is the story of Atletico Madrid. But for Simeone, yes, our bedi, I wasn't called Osesan star no to a more winsome side. Especially with majority of the signings in Koye attacking minded players. Suarez abebo, Memphis Depay abefem, Thomas Lamar munyina abefem, and ne wenya Julian Alvarez. David Villa abebo sa team no. So Simeone ne tenure at Atletico Madrid. When you more than enough quality, some also break it through. There be the excuses that when any Madrid didn't Barca be compete with team. But in that spell, Barcelona are terrible for a number of years. So I was saying caught the next stage of the career. That's changing things to win more. But for Atletico, a club will be a massive following. Our supporters and they won't settle for lesser. He will be a goner. Long time ago. On to me, yes, we United.
So team knows you're okay with.
And I make us say, to say, guy, might not go far again, or brother. But to Tony, mana, because I on one say,
first was almost say, Diago Simone, common your manager, be a top of my
son. Without that, without reading, me say. I want to I was say I love you too. I love you too. I love you too. And you more so that is the state.
Esa praga na ne telekra woni se ono no so ba kra wonya bibiam da. Wo jana ma ne kwa.
Sanity.
Ti so kan nwe na wakoma botum.
Okay.
Na bo se prim.
Pressure kunko.
Na pressure kunko.
We be fresh so blender no me so we na. So you say na level.
See, when you spend around 1 billion euros. You are getting to the level of how Barcelona and Real Madrid spent.
Yeah.
Now to be top player 95 million euros. Now Spain first, and then Real Madrid and Barcelona the top player 95 million euros plus add-ons. But then now to be top
compete.
So what I say, you see, if you are ready to spend, you should be ready to overtake. In world football, if you are ready to spend, you should be ready to overtake. For example, when City decided to invest, Oboko for new owners they mo buy England no. When the catch us say Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Munete so. Yebebo league na wie no anya Arsenal Manchester United and Manchester United Chelsea even within that period. Over Bresa because Roman Abramovich timite be those days say be 40 million pounds, 50 million pounds so akofa superstar e wo big club not number Ferguson hwe na ya de wo opposition team osebra. No the be the Arsenal, no the be the Tottenham Hotspur, no pick the bar. City buy no mo say there be. But City spent enough money. And now they've reaped the results. Almost breaking a lot of Nyoma and England. So we mun G League to so we mun G League bebre we mun G almost breaking your money na. So if you are ready to spend, it doesn't matter about Barcelona or Real Madrid. So even within that period, what you G League and then just won't mean. Would be Barcelona and Real Madrid dominance equal? Let's come out with the new league na. So what you so per one kasa standard no crown what G League 2. What about Champions League final? I don't say. 2. Move to the next level.
Obi said, we a Kofi Bento. Ose Akomia, you can't blame him too much because there is Barca and the Real Madrid.
And Barca and Real Madrid
they buy quality than they do.
Now you know Muji League in the Barca and Madrid and quality.
Womu spende wase do baby a Barca omo makochi ko Madrid so sisa coach ba ono so ono an.
Say the advantage no cry for him no cry should be say almost sisa coaches ba wo de bia wo. Oh I'm being honest.
Terrain ni che omo.
Who terrain ni che omo ba ni na. And number 2, even with the dominance of Real Madrid and Barca, league 2 times. This season on one a more free more Copa do on one a more
Paulino ni we mu nyina ba ni na mu sometimes.
What is that? Basa sesan tebe bi abeguma mama bread time. Hwe de akoye Oscar bebrebe Bretwet.
Oyi o mu nyina
Oscar Mengueza. O mu nyina Romeo o mu nyina betwetwa mu Barcelona ko.
Yeah.
Clement Longley na Barca for terminating contract he say tam. O ma bread. Edu maybe Polino no money down so your na this Polino
people funny free China buy.
Oko funny free China. E dey na ba. Want me anya hwe. Iti that one dey all the more excuse one dey ah.
Enye yo.
David enye yi.
Some Madrid for ne bono ne Barca bono too much.
Number sa community vote can okwa. The next phase of Atletico Madrid Jumano. O sake no hwan na o de ne ba. O de ne ba o change identity na wa create with 10 years no. And now you force the person to stay in there. To say the Christian Kivu, Interforce on tour Simeone Inzaghi. I must on trust Pepe. So, ATM Benyo Bia, the Simeone ideology, no, or the Baba Beya.
Because what the red team no match.
I'm telling you.
You see, the
almost switch entirely.
You see, the new canon. You see, so be to us Simeone Inzaghi, the NSWA. He has been successful. In a way. Okay. You see, the only problem he had in his I think tactically in that last final, they met the best team. Only antidote to stop them. So what I say. Yeah. But for 10 years, Atletico Madrid in here a switch from the Diago Simone era. They would need a switch. Because Pep Guardiola, I know now you baby about Guardiola. He has tweaked the style no, in a way.
Yeah.
Guardiola says maybe how he approached.
But hasn't moved from attacking football.
But because it's still successful.
The emphasis is on attacking football.
He's still winning. He's still winning with that. He's winning the big trophies with that. But Obusa was a 10-year period. It's Diego Simeone winning with the quality. Any huge financial fees and
10 years now, yes. 10 years now, he had to create the winning foundation.
Yes.
It told you 10 years now. Pep and Wajumano, no, be a year, kwam.
No better was.
Yeah, Roberto Mancini and Pellegrini, no why kwam.
But we need the why batting winning.
Oh, no, and I make can say, oh, no, the end from 2011 or by no club where Europa League club. Yeah, both season be no say a chance can draw Europa, but he's changed everybody's mentality. The president, players, the fans, the club's culture, he's changed it.
Agreed.
But Pep at the end of the day, kwasi kwamano. Mancini ye be Pellegrini ye be.
Pep is not playing the identity of the predecessors. He's playing the identity of Pep Guardiola.
With the focus of attacking football.
Yes. And they are still
so they have it. So
but you ask yourself, say, Atletico Madrid, you know, a win some strategy to still keep hold of, or something I will feel say based on the quality any scanner here spending on, we can get more than the other money in terms of unfair results.
The next person or bebano semeje atumwa or be change club identity with a focus on attacking football or better my way no Simeone.
But what is the United identity? Every club is seeking victories based on the money out of the core market.
Yes.
So the identity ends with results. So whatever will bring Atletico Madrid, you will champion.
Results. What kind of results?
Because look at
a match with expectation, but he has been successful.
No, look at
differences were more.
You see,
a match with expectation, but he has been successful.
Success is subjective.
Okay.
Yeah, football success.
It comes in various forms.
That is it.
But share a team and what has financial strength to even go for a player or he rated 94 million euros means something else. Let's look at PSG. Or when you're different coaches.
Yeah.
Or when you're different coaches.
Sure.
But coach way by, you know, he's playing in a different way. It changing the narrative.
But none of the coaches was a defensive coach. All of them were attacking football. But variety of attacking football will be adeba.
Yes.
Abenkwan kro obetimi ap test abenkwan be 10 bia benya test bani na be abenkwan. All of the coaches PSG has appointed no omo nyina ba they play attacking football but with different variety.
Yeah.
Zidane The squad or DJ Champions League. Opa check it. Simeon Jose so squad or DJ Champions League no. Na check Ancelotti there no.
Yeah.
Ancelotti near in America no. Zidane Ancelotti back. Opa check that squad no. So difference Zidane the one we cast that squad no. Couple. Ancelotti squad no ni Jose Jaima Zidane no. Zidane the one in the shame.
Yeah. The American say.
One for Biafra. Good. Nina Basse Saki coach.
Yeah.
Saki coach. Zavi Jack Bassa Hawako and Siflek the Dosana Bashim. Two coaches in attacking football.
So you are
that is the point.
So you are on the same page.
You are on the same page with us.
No, I'm not on the same page.
You are on the same account. You are on the same page. You are on the same page. You are on the same page. At the end of the count, knowing said the club our quality to do what they are expecting. So what I say, you don't necessarily have to add a lot. Because the quality over there, no, and you're enough to win them. The coach farmer. So you are on the same page.
Akumia 10 years now, or the bua, or the judges Simeone, no. 10 years, no. It be a setting the culture and the foundation.
Well, with the 10 years, no, Mami Fawin Mike and so Mickey, suggestion was say a problem with Simeone. Ewahani say he has overstayed his relevance. He was relevant then due to his status, prevailing due to various factors, especially players available. But over 10 years, he has failed.
He has failed to
evolve. Yeah.
He has failed.
You make me appreciate it.
2 years, 10 years, he has failed.
Ube appreciate it properly. When you look at the 10-year period, the quality and the skill set of players are Simeone overseen.
Never opponent project so.
Yes, you are.
I know the opponent project is always there.
It's always there, but the people there more go. You see, leeway.
Would you say, sir? Would you say,
it's because Champions League will be group stage.
Would you say, sir? Real Madrid team here or say, last season, PSG, Belgium, PSG team they are better than them in terms of on project and quality or mukitana. No, but you need coaching. My emphasis in football has always been coaching. If you have a good coach, you see, they can make use of whatever you have. Yeah. You have Luis Suarez. You have David Villa. You have
Senior Adjuman Steve should have filled in a song. Look beyond that.
You see,
club no say
club no be determined this say what
failure or failure because set the culture
more target club na kasa on target
and make us say when they are mentioning earlier we make us say to say Manchester United to say Liverpool to say Barcelona on be sacking because they won't settle for less. Club will be who obey 90 obey 70 consistently. Because the idea is that you want to compete for that
Felix Amaro view.
Yeah, Felix.
Thank you for Manchester Tambe.
Thank you for Manchester free 1987 by baby no.
For Manchester no. Tambe the Manchester TC kwanu.
1992 ho ba no the Manchester.
No.
And no be reaching in pompon so with the trouble in 1999. 99 no trust 2001 national na se Wenger unity Wenger free Japan oba
and no class was satin oba
yes on the boss was Fergie was still there he was not sacked
no competition
yes and Jose be can Fergie ho
and satin Jose
and then rival no di Jose and then Wenger ho omo do say pia omo hene ne no Fergie da so ho ase waitless Manchester sake no. No, hold it for me. Hold it for me.
Because he was successful.
Successful during Jose time. Time when Jose found trophy.
That was proven before Jose Oba.
More.
Manchester United won the UEFA Champions.
Won the UEFA Champions.
They were still relevant.
Good. Jose time Man United the Champions League.
Yeah.
But they're okay.
You want take time and listen. Simeone no
without Simeone, he has elevated the club capable of being better than a team now.
He has elevated them.
Agreed.
Elevation is very big in this game. And the club not from Europa to Champions League. Hold it, Takumia. Champions League and so whole. And so whole. 2014, look at the final of 2016. He has battled it out with Barca and then Madrid. Or nobody attached to Liverpool near Bayern near 10 years ago why he's brought to this club. Transition after transition.
Yeah.
Fergie die Jose ne Wenger buy and no Mohano no. Your man come and sabe 2013 no. And son say me check Everton mo David Moyes bi or one for Moyes me so even club ring your chairman say when happen no who say Pep Emma no Pepe. Who's a Pep and pointy Moise. Why are we putting pressure on Simeone? Say, Chinchina, Manusia. I didn't cast a Simeone, no, I saw the trophy Babach say, and then the success. No, one elevation and the club's culture, no. Nobody in Atletico now thinks about Europa.
So why would the club spend 120 million each?
And it is down to reason. Club or no, anybody to be determined say.
He's lucky, fortunate,
he has done a massive job.
That will spend that money and will not expect.
And then he lack.
No, he's fortunate.
We have been here. Liverpool, Kenny Douglas, now one farmer now. Kenny Douglas, Liverpool, after Benitez, I didn't tell myself,
spend the near saying.
And it's dating a man
of spending.
For you by Andy Caron, by Suarez. Caron Kua signing, no, what did Jasu Basil and what has about Kenny Douglas? Simeone hasn't failed.
He has. Couple, Mekasem, be assassin. Me say. Your club expectation, and your nipa no as a coach in Nankasa, the baby or free body baby or do expectation. I say
expectation.
No, meba. I strongly believe, say, club air con and him none in your message. I say, bravo. Oko and him now taste. Essa. First, Abia now dear Dianibia, a bedroom review, no bedroom stage, you know, said Diano. First, now town tournament to so, but I'll do baby, we'll talk about tournament to so.
Okay.
Baby, Okofa, let's come and free buy, and no credit. So what's a certain Nishabre?
Yeah.
Or the team na bedroom pempen so bi bampon so obi o madru no edru ba bia club na ba begina ba bia omo hia trophies no me ba new trophies ni be ba new mama no si me de beto aso mama no si me de beto aso
my first question into one so second question there do obeba second one here obe change the way set to
me and pompon so my bedroom me to me say you can't spend over 1 billion euros. Tina me cite example of coaches are within the last 10 years the amount of money you must spend it any the trophies or magic any the expectation that were around set coaches almost on TBGB me to me say the squad of my build at Atletico Madrid is not only meant to be playing the style of Diago Simone. I've seen Diago Simone team dominating games, possessing games. I've seen Diago Simone teams so defender. Even currently, I know what I say. The identity of Diago Simone in Ankasana is lacking within this team because on when you say the team you built on defense and then the defenders. Lenormand is not even a typical defender. Diago Simone be come market him.
Yeah.
Commander Debuta.
He's changing a lot.
Commander Debuta.
He's changing a lot of things. I believe, sir, coaches within this particular terrain. Definitely Atletico Madrid can get a coach within this team. Players no woman who adapt to any kind of formation. Pablo Barrios, Alex Baina, Kudus and the Pellegrini in possessive football on mobile. Meboa. Julian Alvarez, one more city.
Yeah.
Solo Tambo Villarreal. You bet me about players ni dia Molina bo Argentina national team na coach say what system mu kra no wo the team Atletico Madrid team we say mo we dey no mutimi coach even Roberto Mancini ai nei oja Italy team ni si won ko be fa team won be aduma etimi age trophy me person be bia me gira say he has no excuse to tell us say Atletico Madrid bet me akwa another season trophyless no.
Well, and Ubit a good baby, be a channel, and no competition. Now,
when about some league, I be done as I'm now through.
Because Emmanuel,
that's a top 45, also top 45.
Emmanuel Becquin Jr. say, okay, or say new thing is right. You can't dominate in Messi's and Ronaldo's era.
I want you league too.
But was going to mean dominate.
We are not talking about dominance here.
Okay, and that's what GBD has said.
Let's put it into context. We are not talking about dominance here.
But two Champions League finals.
We are not talking about dominance here. We are talking about say, I don't know yet. They ma wono. What the home fast so yet? Ebeba. So what means spending? No, the last 10 years, no one spending over 1 billion or 3. At least money
you're looking at trophies.
Of course, every football club is spending this amount of money and they are looking at trophies.
And you win Champions League. PSG spending, don't send a Champions League now. And I'm saying PSG spending, don't send a trophy back before Ricky.
Is to
PSG spending, don't send a Champions League.
You are answering the question you are asking. People say don't want to say no more. Is the reason they kept sacking managers.
No thing I was saying, just spending the other trophy. No, that's my answer. Just spending the other trophy. Spending the Atata buy and not spending it to elevate Arsenal into the front seat. Oh, na to Arsenal fight it. And yes, say Atata bani most.
Enti Simeone on lifting here.
Now for trophy too, my.
Okay.
On your question,
what's spending 1 billion? What's spending 1 billion in 3 years?
Why do you want to look at the game through the field? And why do you want to watch the game just on what you see?
He's not even maximizing the quality of some of the players within his team. He's not even maximizing
Over Mancini.
Every sport. Every sport. I will be a see.
Yeah.
Say, oh, and now the commercial side of football but everything sport we Arsenal the glory any
okay
anything sports we Arsenal the end results glory. What are we talking about in terms of Usain Bolt? It's the fact that he's the fastest man or way see can you discuss it?
Okay.
The training here, we can discuss it. But the fact is that
not all glories are trophies. Not all glories are trophies.
Everything sports.
Everything. But not all glories are trophies. South Africa 2010, jump penalty no bottle channel. You are still successful. 2010 jump penalty no to but we are still successful.
At the end of the day, the world celebrated Spain winning the trophy not Ghana losing to Uruguay.
Yeah.
So I had the same sport. And I make us a success now. Subjective. It comes in various forms because the quality of Blasters team at the level you wouldn't say you wouldn't predict Blaster going to win the World Cup.
Okay.
But baby so you celebrate, you jubilate. That is how it is. But a sports the end game is the glory, which is the trophy. Mejitum say elevation, whatever he's saying, is there. But who drew baby when who elevated drew level beer? I was say we'll call another level. Another level now person who koninti. Enti na Pep Guardiola be fa Pellegrini team no aje Premier League, but they wanted to go another level. Gal Clichy, Bakary Sagna and Dems. Guardiola changed 2 goalkeepers. Okofa Claudio Bravo and Joe Hart to Jano Quine and Okofa Ederson. Why do you think yes, omunyina nye goalkeepers? Na Man City nya elevation na unyan. Because before then no more winning league, Premier League in bida, no monje. But he so said the project and the team no have fun. I want the potential to go higher than the original. So he started spending at the Bimoba. Atletico Madrid for if the thinking is that we can't compete with Barca and Real Madrid, they would dare not go into that market with 90 million. So then elevation in 10 years period. Club of Liverpool, no, we were down there. You were chill, baby, or elevated, Drew, baby, and to a Drew, baby, who say team no potential. You went in with 70 million for Alisson Becker. For Alisson Becker. Oh, we are not go for catching your friends say Van Dijk because the team know who potential they can't settle for baby or Madrid, so they will need to elevate. When on any compete, Manchester City and then Chelsea. Coach is Ben and no more compete. Thomas Tuchel Ebefem, and then Pep Guardiola at Nawache. So they can't settle for and they me personally I feel say Club up picture the foundations of Liverpool Andrew baby. But there are certain seasons be where Club na making the wrongdoing. Emma Liverpool loses certain trophies. For him, in as much as revered, penasem as Liverpool fans. You can pinpoint certain seasons and won't say Club anyade. So you elevate the club. Udru baby, Sikana should tell us a story. The Sikaya Odi Koidie. The end game is that when I open, say, settle for elevation, you dare not go the extra mile. So he's lucky to be at a team or build a foundation of a transition from Europa League team to a Champions League team. No team near okay. Any other team, he won't survive. Any other team, because me jitu me ye pass and yeah or coaches ni nyina celebrate omu because of trophies. Ebi mo ha omuja an impact on the game. You celebrate those coaches. But the 20 million kofa Yao Felix, okofa Julian Alvarez, ofa Suarez. And our Atletico Madrid team no monje. A team World Club Championship. A team is capable of winning the Champions League on 2 successive seasons. And two Becca said, now the Champions League has it always been competed between Real Madrid and Barcelona? How many years in Barcelona in the Champions League? And a 10-year period. So what are you talking about? Say you can't compete with Real Madrid and Barcelona. Once during that period, there have been different clubs on match Champions League. Chelsea are winning Champions League. Liverpool are winning Champions League in Ibi. Or major Champions League. Paris Saint-Germain are Babeji. So any the bona fide property of Real Madrid. But because a certain manager has failed to learn, and he has failed to change the way best suited the quality that he has, I best translate it into winning major competition for the club now. Okay. So he will never be alive at different clubs. Pressure.
It's Tottenham for crowd to meet European title no ma pamko.
Me say Pochettino didn't the one call Champions League final or the one the second. Omu wi omu anja no kwai. Yeah. So any club enim na year person sesa ne ma no Simeone will not be their coach. Yeah.
Second local league is a year.
He has done well.
Andrew Postecoglou.
Me fa BBM free no. Me fa BBM free no. But Manchester United is spending 90 million on Paul Pogba. Ote de buy. One was Manchester United, they have first 13 players be enquire bashi omo. Jadon Sancho is saying 72 million. And a Julian Alvarez is saying. So we are sure pass Alvarez and the quality of Kutano uncle or any other team but for Atletico Madrid. Anka the levels now the same eye and only a division. So me take anything from Simeone. He has been a good coach. But level no Druno. He's supposed to be a brilliant one based on the trophies and the Sikana was spending. Okay. He is stuck. They will need help. They don't have to build a team in the image of Diago Simone. Because other coaches, Pep Guardiola buy some more Pellegrini. Yeah. But he's still winning. So they will need a coach. Level now will elevate here Druno. Or bet Poaso the magic success. Or bet switch it for Diago Simeone ways. That's basically and some near my but and then me person should be big to them so
yeah.
Ghana for I am very interested in the transfer window.
Yeah.
A lot has been said about Kudus, Semenyo, and then Kamadi.
Yeah.
You see, Ghanaians fell in love with the Premier League a very long time ago. But for some time now, the energy, the English Premiership, especially from Ghana, I think the expression of that desire, and yes, simply because Ghana finding who players or grab headlines, be brave.
Yeah.
So do na ekodo Chelsea as a result of Michael Essien. Now since Muntari and then Essien, a free scene, I had then say you bet me akasa bebree about Ghanaian footballers. A dinner no mo jina no mo nje say ya bobe 3 months be yan kwahwe system enyo ahye 8 goals so we are jubilating. They gave us consistent top class performances. In the UEFA Champions League when it mattered most in the final 2009. Ne Essien ye die Zidane here in 2002 or then left in a ball shot akoshe against Barcelona. A celebrity club, and I know Osheguna Etiano, in the Muntari. That is the sort of image Ghana for person so players in FM. Now, me focus on what Kamadi reports nature say a likely so be joining Atlanta. Now, Osha team of free buy or joining Sarantina. That is Rene. In the last 3 seasons, Rene voted the best club in terms of academy, who produce quality.
Yeah.
It's Rafinha. Kamavinga, Yehu Jeremy Doku, These are players so grab the headlines. But Kamadina or a player watch so potential. But in football, potential without exhibition. Yes. Osha Kamadia last season he played 26 games in the Premier League. He scored 1 goal, assisted 1. Osha the EFL Cup no about 2 matches. I think Osha 2 goals and 1 assist. But say football ankasa na ejina wingers so. Inti se meka na listed the world 10 top players are. One shot obobo 10 ni wi a. Emu 9 aye wingers. Okasa who ye world best players who bobo wankasa wo ye o lister o trefie bobo list. Unwie no bon say emu no omo dominating ye wingers. Yeah. That's where he plays. Masha on several occasions. But the exhibition no lucky when he gave him. He has the potential, but he lacks the exhibition, that which is the final product. Until the muna you exhibit. That is what Lami Yama and the other guys are doing. So, we'll move it to Atlanta. Italian League na the knack for reviving careers. We Onyanduru peak. He's 23. Yeah. So I think say career ani dia or no ani dia. The person who you be he can choose to do with it. And a career, but he has a responsibility for Ghanaians to be proud of the career. No, send your Michael Essien Muntari Muye. Career na your more dia. As Samojan career na any dianity. Ghana for coming up against the move to our end because any dianity he decided to go there for the money.
Sure,
but even before Oteki that step, no am I reasons to be proud of him. So Kamadin will potential. No. Ghana for a lot about Kamadi, but we are yet to be proud of the Techiman boy. Until back in the shape of the Jeremy Dukuyi, I feel he can do same. But football, no, you may have the potential, but without the exhibition on the field, I be a kasatinte. And intinity hey. In as much as say Kudus diano, I will be kase okoshe Manchester. Since any team in your players into Okase be a good player, be also finding a spot for him or Manchester. United, the unsun him say player be oba be abesa. To Kudus mesana ye World Cup no emoyana. So he's moving to Atlanta. Over the years, I revive careers.
Yes.
If Oyena junior year, he will be the next player I obey most sought after. Because there are a lot of their desire the way muyi free Rene ho. So I think he equally have the abilities to do that. But Osha Kamadi in life, Osha I say there's something lacking. And that's the proper exhibition. So he's a very good player. But you train say finally Obe puti that swagger. That killer instinct to his game. Without that, he'll be a potential cancer player. Be by no easy, and then he will be on the ball to break. But I think if Obetima make it that move, personally, I'll be happy and I'll be monitoring. But Kamadin, you have your career in your hands. It's time to make Ghanaians proud of what Nyamede Mounty. We wasted time. No?
Okay.
We just come to the local.